This is the Quattro II. This is the version that can be home installed and have permits. It's quite, let's see if it says it here, anything on about it. It doesn't list the UL approvals, but one of the ways you can tell is it's got this grill instead of the slots. So this technically can be grid tied and grid interactive. If it has slots, then it's supposedly fingers can get in. So this is the proper safety mechanism. Although it's kind of hokey because this giant fat cable thing, you can put fingers in there. I'm going to install. Now note, it's not quite the same. The Multi-Plus II that I'm replacing had smaller screws and fewer. Or perhaps just was missing the screws. This is the Quattro, so it's got 5 instead of 3, and it's more beefy. So I'm gonna put it in like this, the same spot as before, just with just bigger screws. And it's got 2 more than before. First, I'm just going to put in these 3 here. I wonder if this is actually not centered perfectly. Okay, there's 4 remaining screws. 2 of them go in here, and the other 2 go out here. I wonder if this one might go into the stud if I cut it properly into the stud if I go diagonally. There's a stud there. I might miss it if I'm not careful. Drill first with the other drill. I use this drill as a starter drill. Sometimes I need to make little pilot holes. And I think I need to do it in this case. I might add another screw here. Gives more strength to that backer board. Okay, here we are. Hopefully I won't record my death. I don't have any power on right now in the places where I'm working, so it's fine. It's running off batteries, so only low voltage going on here. I'm going to mount that Quattro over there. And I'm going to use my glasses. I'll record from there, but this is a secondary camera. Got my time lapse running over there. I've already mounted that part because I did that part with my Multi-Plus. I'm using the same spot. I got that screw into the stud. I had to go in at an angle. That's okay because that doesn't really affect how the clamp works. And these are going into the stud here, kind of on one end of the stud. These are going into drywall, so you can't really trust them, but they're giving some strength. And because these are all going into the stud, it's giving the significant strength. This isn't gonna go anywhere. Let's see, I've still got 2 of these screws for inside here. I'm going to first try lifting this. Let's see how bad this is. That's the mount clip here. It was pretty heavy last time with the Multi-Plus. Okay. I wonder what these things are for here. These might be for helping lift it or something. I think they're part of that clip. This is heavier than the Multi-Plus. Let's see how it goes. I think I got it on the first try. I'm pinching some wires. Okay, I got it. It's on. The clamp. I knocked over some stuff, but the clamp is on. No wires are pinched anymore. Part of my cable salad that I have to fix up. But the main thing is I got this in place. Jump down. You'll see the truth of it all when you look at the time lapse. You'll see the fact that I kind of knocked over a bunch of stuff off the shelf. And my power monitor and whatnot. Because the shelf isn't actually secured yet. Okay, there it goes. It's on. Damn, that is heavy. That is heavier than the Multi-Plus 2. But it's only a little bigger. You can see the Multi-Plus 2 is kind of inside the bounds of this wood thing. It's 2 feet by 4 feet. Or sorry, wow, 1 feet by 2 feet. It was a 2 foot by 2 foot section of particle board from Home Depot. Very convenient. It's a mounting area. Could have been plywood. Could have made it larger. I chose to make it roughly the size of the Multi-Plus. Here's in comparison the Multi-Plus 1, 2 kilowatt versus the Quattro 3 kilowatt. That is much larger than that and much heavier. The Multi-Plus 2 was bigger than that, smaller than that, even though it's the same wattage. I'm going to use hand tools rather than power tools to open this, just out of fear of stripping the screws. These have some sort of retainer on them, so that's good. With the Multi-Plus 1 and the Multi-Plus 2, the screws would just like fall out and you would lose them if you were not careful. So I like that feature of the Quattro. It's got a few little minor benefits that are kind of there. Okay, that's good. Look at that thing. And there's the bus, VE bus. This thing. It's just plug in there. I guess I'll go through one of these. Those are the holes for that. I'm gonna go through here temporarily just to get it started, make it run. Okay, what do we have here? This is the main power connector that I'm planning on connecting for a while through here. So I have the other one come in down here. Maybe I'll have conduit, I'm not sure. But not sure what I'm going to do. Well, This only has 2 terminals. I was somehow expecting 4. I don't know why they're only giving 2 terminals. Because I always thought the Quattro had 4, but I guess this one doesn't. There's the ground. But those are the 2 main ones. I need to drill and add the mounting screws. This one will go into a stud, so that's good. This one will be in drywall. So it's kind of connects to wires, which is inconvenient for a power drill. Okay, that one's going to go into that stud. So it'll be a good mount. Okay. Now let's go here. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this one goes. Okay, now it's solid. It's not going anywhere. That thing is damn heavy. Not sure if it's perfectly level or not. Looks like it's kind of like I got a little bit of charge. I'm going to put on this battery connector. Hopefully the time lapse will show all the different steps and the time required to do this. Note, I have installed the Multi-Plus 2 previously, which is very similar to this. So I already kind of know what I'm doing. If you do this from scratch first time around, it's going to be much slower and harder. Okay, here we go. Okay, you'll notice how big those cables are. But for any reasonable, sane power level, for 3 kilowatts and a 24-volt battery, it's only about 100 amps. Or this is actually more like 2.4 kilowatts. Yes, there'll be a brief spike. If there's a brief spike, it'll only be for a fraction of a second, and that's not going to overload the wires, only briefly. It's not going to heat. They're not going to heat up. The wires are designed so that the insulation doesn't melt, and that's first. That's like the first safety mechanism. These are silicone 4-gauge wires, so these go to a higher temperature, and it's more the wire that'll burn first rather than the insulation. If it's PVC, you have to be more careful because, well, PVC will melt at a lower temperature than a brief foray into setting up my tools here. I have electrical tape on the handle to help reduce the odds of shorts, even though you should not be working on energized circuits, but nevertheless, when you're working on a battery, you can't help it. The battery is always energized, unless it's an LFP, but a lead acid is always energized. Okay, now this, in theory, will allow me to energize this now, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to charge it up. It'll probably have some high voltage on it if I charge it up. Even if I charge up its internal guts, its toroids and capacitors may actually make it produce deadly voltage, even if it's not plugged in. So I'm not going to charge it up. I'm going to keep it off and disconnected until I'm done more. Now note, this is very important. I have a 25 ampere double throw or a joint throw breaker here. So if either one of those exceeds 25 amps, it'll blow. This wire is too small for that, so I'm going to upgrade this to a 30 amp capable wire. But this is something I just kludged up for the previous setup for the temporarily for the Multi-Plus 2. But I actually don't want this. This is like some rat-eaten wire that I had laying around. I just wanted to set it up initially to run it, but now I'm getting rid of it and putting the real wire in. I'm just going to go here. Okay, I assembled this. It's not connected, but it's assembled. Maybe too close to that one. May also be too close to that. It may cause some problems with routing of conduits. But this, nominally, I want to be able to plug stuff in and have it be powered from this. This one might go to a high power system to charge the electric car. But I'm not sure if I really like this spot, but at least there is a spot. We have some conduit come out here and maybe go out from there. I don't know yet. Kind of making this up as I go. I bet you can tell. Okay. I wish I had wrapped this with electrical tape, and I wish I had wrapped this with electrical tape. The handle is done, but maybe my extender should be too. These are other ones that I've found useful. So I've wrapped them. Okay, well, at least I've got this set up, even though it's not plugged, not connected. And this, not only I've got the battery connectors in, I tightened them. I actually plug it in. I could plug it in. It wouldn't do anything, but I could just power it on. Kind of tempted to, but I really shouldn't until I've put the output connectors. Now there's this dude called Off Grid Garage, and he would connect his in. He would connect his in into the mains, and that would be it. Because that would be called single-ended mode. He called that single-ended mode, and what that is you put your power monitor on your mains or your sub panel, and you essentially power your house and your loads through the out, because you make sure that doesn't backfeed, but you're essentially, instead of having to wire all your wire, just use that wire and the house existing wire, and effectively pseudo power your loads like that. I don't know, I philosophically don't like that, but it is a cool idea. But I'm not going to do it. This does kind of look a little tilted. And if I put this on, it is a little tilted, but it's not too bad. And yeah, it would be better if it was a little straighter, but I'll accept that. Kind of bugs me a little bit sometimes when I look at it. It looks a little tilted. But I'm just going to accept it. I'm choosing this 10-3. Because this is the gauge that we need for 30 amps and into a 25 amp breaker, and it's 10-3. This means there's 3 electrical conductors that are not ground plus a ground, so this should have 4 wires in it. So it's good for 2-phase or split phase. If it had 10-2 on it, then that means it would have 1 ground plus 2 electrical. That would be black-white. So it should have black, white, and red in it. This is just straight from Home Depot. There's nothing special about it. I noticed that Amazon has better prices than Home Depot locally, so I should have bought it from Amazon, but I didn't. In the future, I may not go to Home Depot anymore. Let me just go to Amazon. I'm hoping this will go in there like that. Might need liquid tight fittings or something like that. This does not really quite fit. So maybe it's not the right conduit. It's like these are all different. Every single conduit setup is different. It's annoying. You have to return this, but I've opened it already. I think I may end up going in there, kind of taking this out and going there or going over there. It's 25 feet of armored conduit, but I don't think I can. I was hoping to use it here, so I don't think I'm going to do that. That's annoying. Fortunately, I have this larger conduit here. I can use this one. This might be the right size. This is a 3/4 inch trade size. I wonder if these Quattro IIs, they've been like intentionally sized for US conduit now. But this is too big. Maybe I should have gone for the 1/2 inch. That's like 1/4 inch. This is 3/4 inch. Maybe I should have gotten 1/2 inch. Could take 1/2 inch conduit from there to there. Well, that's kind of annoying. Get the wrong conduit. May have to buy yet more conduit, this time another size to go from here to there. Okay, well, I could start monitoring my battery. I wonder if I just temporarily connect this up. There's screw terminals now. this? Okay, these will come out. And I finally remove that. Now I need to get the heavier gauge cable in here, into there. That's this one. I'll just put it in like this. Even though I'll need to cut the conduit. This conduit will conveniently go into here, and I'm gonna go find my armored cable slitter. Is this like rusted together or something? There used to be a way where I could like spin this and have it cut into the cable. But I wonder if that's... Does that like rusted together? Oh no, that's it. It's fine. So this would like somehow go like this. And somehow go like this to capture it. Then I would spin this and spin this and cut just like that, just the right amount. Okay, I did it. And it cut just the right amount off, just like it was supposed to. Let's find out. Tear the plastic off. I forgot to set up my time lapse. I'll put that back up. Set up my time lapse back. I had to take a little break. Hopefully this is back in the same place. We'll continue. I'm not sure if I'm recording in the same place or not. Yeah. Hopefully you can see the clock moving. Okay. Armored cable slitter has done its job. I can split these out more. So this phase is going to go in there. This phase is going to go in there. The green I'm going to tie into a common ground, and the white I'm going to put into here. But now I need a electrical stripper. I happen to have all the tools, just they're not in the right place necessarily. You may not have all the tools. See, some of these you may have to suddenly go buy tools that you didn't even have. That's awfully big. I don't know if that's going to work with the ground, with that the Wago nut that I have. I may have to do something about that. We'll find out soon, I guess. The white, I want it to go into there. Okay, now I'm going to try the red. Okay. Red is there. There's probably some torque that I'm supposed to use or something. Okay, now here's that. Red, black. Now I've got white. White needs to go in there. And I've got this properly wired at least up to the main load-bearing lines. So the main white neutral return. Yeah. That's tight torque. And the line 2 and the line 1. These the phases in the... Yeah, I think I got this, except for the ground. I wonder if this Wago will even work with this ground. This might be big. The gauge might be too big for it. Oh no, it does. Oh yeah, it's possible. I connected the ground to that. Now it's like ridiculous here. This has 2 phases, but I'm only using one of them on this this double throw breaker. Okay, so now this, when engaged, will energize this line with a 25 amp breaker. Now that is too small a line, it's only 20 amps. But I'm going to temporarily put a smaller breaker in to 20 amps. This is too big. This is a good size for it though. But now I'm going to figure out how to get this power in here. I may end up going into here and then rewiring it there. Out 2 is here, out 1 is here. I'm going to go into out 1 with this 30 amp wire. And these will have to go to the main breaker. Okay, so I'm going to use this cable slitter. I mean, the reality is I'm going to probably cut here. Just so I can cut the wires. I don't actually want there's some weird rule for how it. Okay, now I've cut it open. I can at least cut the wires. Yeah, I should use a thicker wire cutter too. This wire cutter is a little undersized. Okay. It's more like a science. This is like a scientist's wire cutter. I use that in the lab. Okay. Now I've got this. Notice I wasted a bunch of wire. That's okay, you're going to be wasting a lot of wire. I think I'm going to go into this one. I made these kind of like this so I can push them in. And I hooked it around. This is the right way to do it. So I bent it like this so I have extra hook. Now I can kind of just play it in and then stick it in. I stripped about 1 inch. Then I can tighten this down. And I think this is the right way to do it. These are in there. I got line 1, line 2, neutral, and protective earth. This is output 1. Output 2 is up here, which I'm not going to use currently. Yeah, I gotta fix this. Yeah, I've connected solar from the MPPTs into the bus, but the batteries are not connected. And this is connected to that through the VMS bus. I wonder if it's live, even though it's not really supposed to be live. It might be live. Let's go to lithium. Let's see if it the servo, lithium servo is for some reason having trouble. I wonder if that's using up too much power and it's unable to boot the servo with this thing connected. Lead acid system is running. Lithium system might not be up. We'll see. Seems like that's up again because the photovoltaic system's up, but it's not connected to any battery currently. I guess I will wait. I'm waiting until I've wired this more. Then I will, this worked really well, the slitter.